we've said this story multiple times.
Huge red flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever on a Tinder date and you're laying in bed with the person, and before y'all have even kissed, made out, whatever, he pulls up or she pulls up their favorite priest, influencer. Run for the hills.
Run.
Why I still continued to kiss him?
Hey, we've all been there.
I was in a sad place in my life.
Actually, we have not all been there. Actually, I can't say I've ever been
in that situation. You know
what?
what? You have your own stories.
Fair, but I've never been in bed with someone and a priest and me watching a priest. That sounds like a crime.
You know, in the moment, it didn't feel that weird.
And that is something scary to say.
Back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back
to the Radiate Podcast.
I'm Isa.
I'm Grace Ann.
For tonight's drink of choice, we are having the
Italia Riscato Rosso Dolce Sweet Red.
Sweet Red.
Yee.
Oh, did y'all hear that car? Oh. And our roommate Jess is going to have some too. She's actually going to have the first cup. Come over here, queen. Let me just give you a little pour. If you are... Oh, we are risky business over the... If you are a... we pour like big girls over here. We pour like we... Anyways, if you are watching on YouTube, you will see the... What's a visual ASMR called? What is that called?
I have no idea.
Well, that's what you would be saying.
First of all, can we talk about our cups? If you're watching on YouTube, you see how freaking cute our cups are. Isa, tell the story. Are you drinking out of the one that you want?
Yes, queen. Okay. Thank you for asking. So, Grace Ann and I had a Target run, and we went a little crazy. And it's it's Latino Heritage Month. That's what it said on these cups. Hispanic Heritage Month. And we were, like, looking at it. We were like, we got to support this queen. And look how cute this artist, this Hispanic woman's
we were over here
are.
thinking, like, we'll split it, whatever. Yeah. And it was only, like, $10. So I have many.
For both.
Many things wrong with that. Like, obviously, great price if you're cheap. Right? You know, it's like, where's the money going to? Is the artist giving any money? Like, that's so cheap. For 2 cups, guys.
Both of these together were
$10.
$10. And I was like...
Unless you scanned it wrong.
No, it said, it like, the description said, like, something mugs. And I was like...
Do you think they were on sale? Didn't Heritage Month start last month?
No, it's... Oh, it was last month?
But it's still going through the half of... Remember we talked about that. It's like September 15th through like October halfway.
You're right. So maybe it's like I think there's like 3 more days left. I think Jess is fact checking, but this wine is so good.
Thank you. I chose good.
You did chose good.
We love a good, cheap, sweet red wine.
Yeah, we do.
Hit us with the facts, Jess.
September 15th to October 15th.
Wow.
We got 3 more days, queen. Cheers to that.
How
Cheers to Hispanic
Heritage
Month. You are so cultured.
Thank you.
You're a great Hispanic ally.
Charlie agrees.
So anyways, we missed last week.
We did.
Because, like...
You were traveling.
And then you were traveling. It's like, I got back, Grace Ann leaves. Grace Ann gets back, I leave. And now we're finally on the same page, I feel like.
Yes.
So, where were you?
I was back at home.
Why? Besides photo shoots.
Oh! I was like, wait, what are you talking about? I have a new nephew.
Oh.
His name is, he's a junior. Oh. So, John Patrick Herman Jr. And we're calling him JP.
That's the
So now I have, on my brother's side, Tijan, and we call him TJ. And now with Bethany's little boy, Patrick, or John Patrick, and we call him JP. So I have a TJ and a JP.
I love that. I love
names,
like nicknames like that.
Yeah.
That's how I want my kids to be.
No, he's so cute. He's so cute. I got to hold him and rock him to sleep, and yeah, it was a good old time. How's your sister doing? She's doing amazing.
I love
like
that.
Her tummy is like already like,
oh my god,
down.
Queen.
My mom told me it's like as soon as that baby came out, she was just like flat. Yeah.
What a queen.
I know, but when I was there yesterday, because me and Vincent both went to San Antonio, I walk in. And she's literally glowing. Like, I'm just like, it doesn't even look like you had a child. Like, you look a little tired, but
But she's glowing.
She's glowing.
And that's the thing that pregnant
Yes.
women do. That it's just like, y'all are freaking
And
beautiful.
John, he's just such a cute dad.
Aww.
Yeah, he's like, can I get you anything? Da-da-da. Like, he's being a true king. So
I'm so happy
Yeah.
for them. I'm so happy for them.
I told Vince, I was like, hey, I heard my sister's screams because my mom video messaged me while she was pushing. So, like,
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything, but I could hear the 1, 2, 3. And her wailing out. And I was just, in that moment, I was like, you know what? Adoption is a real thing.
Queen.
You know?
Yep.
Dude, I know we've talked about this before, but the woman body is a well-oiled machine.
It's like,
man.
if you really actually truly think about it, like, what we're capable of is actually insane. We can literally, like, who brought us into this world was a woman. Like, who, like...
Harry Styles said it
What?
best. Woman. La, 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 la.
The thing is, like, some people, like... I think it's crazy that we build life, like, in our stomachs, and it's like, our bodies are insane.
Well, even then, Bethany was breastfeeding. And it was like, John had made the comment, it was like, how did it know to, like, just, because it didn't appear until it needed to appear, which is like,
and isn't the craziest,
phenomenal.
I think to me, one of the craziest parts too is that the baby knows, like, to latch on, and, like, and then the baby knows, like, when he's sad to cry, or when he's happy to smile. I remember when Luke was born, I was like, how does he know, like, being in pain means cry? Like, it's crazy how our emotions are so, like,
my mom is
instinct.
pretty much spending, like, she's gonna be spending a good amount of time up there, you know, just to help, because, like, why
Oh,
not? And she's so happy to be there to help. But she had made the comment before me and Vince left their place that you'll learn the difference between a hungry cry and a sad cry and just just crying to cry.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's so interesting to me. How,
It's
like,
so
I don't
interesting.
know, like, and it's so
crazy.
weird. It's so weird because, we were leaving and Vincent just looks at me and he's like, your sister is a mom. And I said, that's so weird.
You know what's even crazier is, like, you're gonna be a mom. Maybe, if you want. Me too, but, like, your sister is, like, has had her whole life, like, she's grown up into, like, an amazing woman and is now a freaking mom. And, like, you will be there. We will be there one day.
She
Maybe.
asked me and she was like, what do you think of my son?
Oh, that
and
one
I
got me.
said, I love your son.
Okay, wait, I'm almost about to cry.
And, like, she was walking me and Vincent out of the house and she was like, so what do you think of my son?
Oh my God, I can't.
And I was like,
wait.
I love your son. And he's so precious.
Why did you never tell me that?
John is like, they're betting that his eyes are going to be blue, because there's still like a dark shade of blue right now. And so I think they said it's like after like 3 or 4 days after he's out in the world, they'll finally turn their like final shade. And so they're blue right now. So they're thinking, and John's eyes are like a blue green, and then Bethany's eyes are green. My entire family, our eyes are green.
That's crazy.
And apparently John, he didn't know what color JP's eyes were going to be, because apparently he's like the only family member of like 5 that he has green eyes.
Wow.
So the fact that he, hopefully JP does end up with, I mean, if it's brown eyes, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, Luke had the blue eyes when he was first born. Now he has green eyes, so maybe it'll be green.
I don't know. The body though is so cool. Like, I really wish I paid more attention to biology in high school.
Anatomy and biology.
I did not pay attention.
But it's like, it's so even hard to understand. Like, the fact that the fact that the brain tells you what to do and you do it is kind of crazy.
Bro,
to me. It's just insane.
imagine like being a doctor or a nurse and just like looking at other people's bodies and being like, oh, they have that wrong with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
like,
also,
to have that knowledge, to have that power. Wow.
And I'm dating a nurse.
You are.
And I hear. We salute to our first.
Hey, Allie.
I
told you I would talk about it.
Every day after she gets home from work, or after she gets off work, she calls me and she tells me every day a crazy story. And like, she sees so much of them. I'm like, wait, you do that?
A few days ago that she came home and she had blood still on her shoes.
Mm-hmm. I was like, you're doing amazing. She's doing amazing. To the nurses and doctors, we love you.
Allie, we'll be thinking of you as you take on your first night shift.
Which is literally, tomorrow, which would be when this podcast comes out.
Mm-hmm. Salute, queen. You got this. Make that bag.
To you.
Make that bag.
Make that bag, and then take me on it. Just kidding. This is not about me. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, the stories of the nurse.
Isa's expensive. I'm just kidding.
I am. But I try to give back. Anyways, the point is, we love our
I give back to my community.
I give back to my. I may be no nurse, but anyways, so yes.
You bought these?
You're right, Queen. Thank you. And then yeah, so we've been, the point of that story is that we've been traveling and we're finally back to we're committed. We have full-time jobs. You have your own business and a full. So it's just like we got.
If you listen to this, can you let us know?
Who
are we talking out to the void? Just who's watching?
Who's watching? Okay,
who's watching?
Honestly, we get a lot of Spotify listeners and Apple Music listeners. Like, and it's fun to like look on our back end of the thing and see who's like see where you're listening. It's kind of cool. We actually got like more from out of the country, which I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know.
Asia is popping off with a whole 3 listeners.
Wow.
But still,
that's phenomenal.
So anyways, and we'll talk about
the world loves us, Isa. Okay.
I just think it's gonna be fun to look back when we're old and like look back on like our mind, like where we were, our mindset, like even like looking back when we were in college, which was literally like not that long ago. Like
I know,
you know.
Hey, Professor Reed.
Professor Reed.
You still watching?
Professor Reed, we need more professors like you, and the more people will like love school because.
Mr. Reed, if you would like a emoji sweatshirt, let me know. I'm wearing my merch right now.
Yeah.
It's currently not for sale because I only got a few.
One.
But if anyone's interested, let me know.
But like we've even covered so many. I think we've learned so much over all the podcasts that we've done together. Like it's just fun. I've learned a lot at least, and there's so much more for us to learn. Like later today in our podcast, we're going to be talking about red flags, which we'll get to. But it was a teaser.
I'm just trying to think of like, we'll talk about it later, but I'm just trying to think of like with my past, there were definitely red flags.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
But has anything, well, I was traveling, nothing crazy happened. Like last time I got back from Dallas, I had a crazy story. I feel like nothing crazy happened that I could talk about on the podcast.
That's no fun.
I can't.
Boring.
But do we have like, I feel like, did an event just happen that we can talk about, or didn't something like, do we have hot topics that we can talk about?
I don't know.
I'm looking at Jess.
The Jesse and Nicki thing, but
Oh yeah.
they don't deserve to be.
I feel
I don't talk about people that I blocked.
So for context, Gracie Ann just said something about, or Jessica said something about Nicki Minaj, and Gracie was like, I don't talk about. If you watch that,
I still don't know why I had her blocked, but I exposed myself on that podcast.
That's fine. She seems to be proving herself, still.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier about, I'm just like, is she having like a Lindsay Lohan moment? Like, what's going on? Right? Like, I don't really.
Even then, was Lindsay Lohan like problematic to like?
No.
Only to herself.
Yes, Lindsay Lohan was more like detrimental to herself. Like, I'm gonna do. I think
Was that drugs?
It was drugs and alcohol. But then she recovered.
This is the thing. Some people who get as famous as Nicki Minaj and like have as much money as her truly think that they can just say whatever they want and have whatever opinion they want, and that they're gonna go unscathed. Yeah. And look, for the most part, considering like whatever your opinion, whatever the topic is, it just depends, right? Like for the most part, if it's not like a problematic situation, people are gonna be like weird, but like whatever.
It's your opinion.
These occurrences.
Nicki Minaj, I feel like also people who are that famous just like they can do whatever they want, they'll get like a headline, so it's like whatever. It's like, she's just like wanting that, and she can do that. She has a right to go on Instagram Live and talk to Galactic, who Galactic is Jessie from, what's the group called?
Jessie J.
Little Mix. No, not Jessie J.
Oh.
Queen, you think we were talking about Jessie J?
I was.
We get back. No.
Oh.
But wait, before we get into the.
It was the girl who was in Little Mix who dated Chris from
the Galactic girl.
The Love Island.
Oh.
Small world.
But before we get into our main topic of the day, I wanted to remember how one podcast we texted someone that we like a sweet message. We haven't done that in a long time, and I know you texted me last time and it was really cute, but I thought we could do that today. But maybe we do a twist.
Oh God, what?
To where like we switch phones.
Oh, that's dangerous, Isa.
Or like how about, or like I pick for you and you pick for me and then we text like a cute message. Because
I am down for whatever.
are you down for that?
Yes. Can we approve?
No, like I'm gonna pick the person, you pick the person for me. I'll give you my contact list. So if you weren't a season 1 watcher, we had come up with this idea to like go through and text someone like a sweet message, because everybody deserves a sweet message and you don't know what someone's going through and like, you know, whatever, all that stuff. So, and it was cute because Graciana texted me, I texted my dad. I think I texted my dad. So I think it'd be cute if like, I mean, we can pick our own people if you want.
No, let's do this.
Okay. So we're going to switch contacts. Or we switch phones. I'm going to find someone.
Crazy how I didn't get a text last time.
Queen, you were in the room, Queen. You were there since day 1. Okay, Queen, who are you searching? No! No, you can't.
You did this to yourself.
You truly can't. You know who I'm going to pick for you?
Do you even have their number saved?
Who?
Oh.
Sorry,
I pick her.
Boss, no. No, I pick them.
Oh.
And it's our...
I do need to respond to them.
Okay, let's pick another one.
What?
Right?
Well, why?
Okay, let's go back to them. So, my choice for Grace Ann is the amazing and talented Julia Bree.
And my choice for Issa.
No, Queen, I can't do that one.
I know.
Who are you asking about the number saved? No. If you're talking about who I think, no, I don't have that number anymore.
Should I pick the person that has the thumbs down emoji next to their name?
No, that's a man that I don't want to talk to. I know who that is. So I'm going to pick Julia for Grace Ann to text a sweet little message to. And I think if you're at home watching, I think you should text. No, Queen! How are you picking? First of all, why do you still have their numbers? But, like, I think you should find an old friend you haven't talked to, or even a current friend, and just, like, text them a cute freaking, like, I think you're amazing. You're doing amazing. I love you. Send. Because it's
You're
really nice.
right.
Cause
You have so many contacts.
It's really nice to do, and I think, you know, if someone texted me that right now, I'd be happy.
You're right. Okay, I'm literally... You know what? I'll make this easy.
It's the first person you went to that truly would just ruin, like, I just can't do that. And I don't want
Whenever you talk to Allie about it, she's
gonna be like, oh my God, Grace Ann, why would you do that? I'm gonna be so mad, which I agree.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Oh, she chose my brother. That's a safe choice.
Because I was looking for his name, but then I was like, wait, it's probably...
Brother.
Yeah, bruh.
You know what? And that's so funny. I actually talked to him a little bit today, but I meant to talk to more. So I'm going to say...
Hello. I hope you're doing well.
I'm going to say... Well, you say yours first.
Okay, I'm backspacing all of that because that's awkward. Hello, heart. I miss you and want to hang out soon. I hope you're doing well. You've been killing the game with all of your shoots, camera, emoji. Send.
Okay, I texted my brother, hi, I just wanted to say that you're doing amazing. I'm proud of the man that you are. I'm proud to call you my brother. Keep up the great work and keep spreading love.
That's so sweet.
Because my brother went to a summer camp this weekend, a Christian summer camp, and he talked to people about their beliefs on gay people, and some of them were like, I don't agree. I think that they're, whatever. And my brother like sat and talked to them and tried to like encourage them to think the other way about gay people. And I was like, I'm sure that camp has not seen many men or women or whoever go in there and like talk about gay people in a great way. So
that's literally so inspiring. Like, Kenneth, shout out to you, dude, because there are not a lot of people in this world that would do that.
I know.
Seriously, like there's not. So
yeah,
which is sad, but it's the truth.
I know. I just think he's a good guy.
I'm proud of you.
I'm super proud of him. He's awesome.
He is. How's his volleyball career going?
Dude, he's on the Texas State volleyball club team, and he actually is doing really good. He got to play a lot in the games I watched. He did really good. I'm really proud of him. It's like, it was his dream, and I was like, you got to freaking do it. You can do it. And he did it, and now he's on the team.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to come to a game. I need to find the time, and I need to come.
Well, I'm going to A&M this weekend to watch him play, so.
Well, it's not going to happen this weekend,
Oh,
but
you're welcome. I know, but then there's another weekend we can go. But
Okay.
he's doing great. Love him. And you sent that to Julia?
I did.
That's super cute.
Yeah.
I love that for us. Good job, Queen.
I hope they reply.
They will.
What if they don't?
You know what?
You know what? That's okay, because... Should we tell the story?
What story?
The phone number? What if they watch the podcast?
No, they probably do. What if they know us?
They obviously do.
They obviously do.
Okay.
Tell the story.
Okay.
Or no.
We'll expose ourselves.
Okay.
Long story short, I had someone reach out to me. And here's the thing. If you are watching this and this is you, I'm so sorry. I'm just awkward. And two, I did recently get a new phone, so I don't have a lot of phone numbers in my contact list, right? They're like all from high school. Like, I guess they own the ones from high school on that phone went to iCloud. I don't know how you change that. Anyways, long story short, someone contacted me asking like what I do for if I work with a PR firm, yada yada yada. And it was a number that I didn't have saved, and I said yes I do. And they're pretty much just looking for like an opportunity into that career, maybe like with an internship, and like asking me how I got the job. And so I replied, and essentially in order to like get their name, I literally could just be like, hey, what's your name? But I am awkward and I didn't do that, and so I'm being extra. And I asked them for their email address in hopes that their name is in the email address.
You call it awkward, I call it smart, so.
We were in the Target parking lot, and this is what we came up with
I think it's
when
a
I
great
sent
idea.
this text. I think it is too, but like I said, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Just know that your messages were really sweet, and I definitely got the vibe that we do know each other. I just don't have your number saved, so
you know what?
we'll keep y'all up to date. It's kind of like when Dana texted you.
I know. I was like, Queen.
You're like, oh.
But yeah, so that was that, and I think we should get into our main event of the night.
Main event?
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about tonight, Issa?
Today's topic is red flags.
Red
There's
flags.
so much to talk
That
about.
timing was so off. I'm so sorry.
Today's topic is red flags.
Thank you.
I'm leaving all that in there, but red flags. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to.
And I feel
over.
like this episode is very, very important because red flags are sometimes things that you don't see until long after the fact.
Or
right?
like you ignore them when you see them early, like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like a yellow flag, and you're like, this is just a yellow flag, and it's like, well, that actually was a red flag.
Yep.
So before we dive into it, what's one red flag that like one that is noticeable to you? And like I'll say mine, like which I don't know mine exactly, but like what?
Okay, it's gonna be weird, but I think if they're like a super, super, super picky eater, I think that's weird. Like, hi, you're not 11. I'm sorry. And I'm basing this also off of personal experience in my past.
I feel like that's a pretty good pass if that's your red flag. That's not like a deep one.
Oh, well, I have another one.
Okay,
if,
what?
they pull up a Priest video when you're laying in bed together.
That's oddly specific. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
I know. I just wanted the camera to know. Oh, yeah, the camera does know.
We've said this story multiple times.
Huge red flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever on a Tinder date and you're laying in bed with the person, and before y'all have even kissed, made out, whatever, he pulls up or she pulls up their favorite priest, influencer. Run for the hills.
Run.
Why I still continued to kiss him?
Hey, we've all been there.
I was in a sad place in my life.
Actually, we have not all been there. Actually, I can't say I've ever been
You know
in that
what?
situation.
You have your own stories.
Fair, but I've never been in bed with someone and a priest and me watching a priest. That sounds like a crime.
In the moment, it didn't feel that weird.
And that is something scary to say.
But looking back.
When my mind let me think about it.
Because this is the thing. Like, I knew he was really Catholic. But he was, like, really Catholic. And
So-
I should have known when one of the first things he asked me in the Tinder DMs was, are you Catholic?
If someone asks you that,
So specific.
gotta go. Okay, well, I would say my first date red flag, maybe if like they don't ask about you also, like if they only talk about themselves on like a first date.
Oh my God, 100%. Yes,
You
they're
know?
narcissistic.
Yeah, very. Or like they say like they hate on like I don't know, maybe people in their past, but that's kind of hard because like what if they actually did hurt them? I don't know. I would say like if they talk about themselves the whole time and like are kind of rude, and if they don't walk you to the car, like girl or boy, like so like I've heard of some of my friends that the boy didn't walk them to the car, and like I went on when my current girlfriend and I went on a date, she walked me to my car and vice versa. So it's like little things like that are very like.
What about if they don't talk about themselves at all? Do you just chalk that up to be they're just like not wanting to open up yet?
Maybe, but I also would ask questions to get to know them more.
But what if they like don't answer?
Like
I would think I think that would be red flaggy if you're asking them questions.
Yeah.
And then they're just like avoiding the question and like.
I actually have a funny story. This isn't about me. This is actually about Allie, and I'll ask if it's okay to say, but she went on a date with a boy a while ago, and she was like, "So are you close to your family?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer that." She was like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like, I'm just asking if you're like close to your family." He's like, "I actually don't know like how to even like I don't know what that even means." Red flag. What?
What type of a reaction is that?
She
is
was
he
like,
okay?
What? Yeah,
I feel some trauma in that
I actually
answer.
think that was the man. That was the man I'm pretty sure that she went on a date with. That night she went home, blocked him off of whatever dating app, and switched to women. I'm not even lying.
You know what? And that'll do it for you.
And cheers to that. But red flags are very important because they're real. And yes, like Kristen said, we have our fair share of stories. We have a little article that can help us guide us through like some red flags, you know, because like I think you and I both have been in maybe not full relationships, but like situationships.
Yes.
And relationships where like it's like we kind of overlook those red flags, and I don't want a little queen or king or whatever out there having to go through if they don't have to, because it's like hard to.
Life is weird and hard, and especially when it comes to dating, especially. So are we covering red flags with just dating or also friendships? Because I feel like that's also.
I think those go hand in hand, honestly.
Okay.
I think with relationships it can be more intensified, and like you overlook them more because you're like in love and you're like, I'm just gonna, you know, oh, they just love me, that's why they're so jealous, or oh, they just love me, that's why they're so, you know, critical, you know.
Yes.
So I think this goes with both.
Okay.
I just think it could be intensified with,
good to know,
you know, a relationship. So let's just see, I'm just see one of these and then we can like kind of talk about it and see if we agree with these. The first one is that's like a serious one. I don't know if we want to go in there, but this is kind of hard. Mismatched relationship goals. So this is kind of a deep one and kind of a hard one because it's like everybody's different. Every relationship is different. But I do think that like it can be hard staying in a relationship where both of you have different goals of the relationship. Like
100%.
One wants to get married, one doesn't. Example.
I have one friend who she does not want kids, but he does. So, you know, it's like that's obviously, you know, and I think some couples are like, you know what, well, I feel like in some couples' minds, they're like, oh, well, as time goes on, they'll change their mind. I'll be able to, like, get them to change their mind. Their love for me and my love for them will be powerful enough for this to work. But the reality of it is sometimes love isn't enough.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Tough, but true. Also, there's situations that I've maybe found myself in where, like, you know, you're dating someone and y'all have the same goals, and then halfway through, like, goals change, and it's like that's
people change,
hard.
and that's
people
normal.
Change.
You grow,
and that's okay. Yeah, but it's like you gotta figure that out once you get to that spot. Like, you think you're gonna marry, have kids, and then something happens and you don't.
Do you think that's why some relationships that last maybe so long, like 5-6 years, maybe don't last? Because over that course of time, they've changed. Whereas people who are together maybe for 6 months to a year, they're kind of the same person, haven't had that much time to change, and then they get married, and then it's like, okay, well, we're married now, we don't want to get divorced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. I think that is what it is. I also think that, like, most relationships who end after 5-6 years aren't like, oh, he cheated or whatever. It's more like, we just completely are different. Especially like people who start dating at young age. I know it is sad. It's kind of scary, but I think people do change, and it's like I just think communication in a relationship is the most important thing, because then, like, you know, one day you wake up and you're like, this is not what I want different things. You got to communicate that with your partner.
Vincent and I literally just had this conversation last night when we were on our way back to Houston. We were basically talking about how, like, you know, where we want to end up in life, like, house-wise. Where do we want to live?
Yeah.
And I made the comment of, I was like, oh, I really like that house. And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's all right. And I was totally like, it wasn't meant to be this deep, but it definitely, like,
got him.
Got him.
Yeah.
I was like, I just feel like we don't have the same goals.
You said that?
Yes.
Queen.
I know.
You're so dramatic with it.
I know, I'm so dramatic.
I would cry.
But to be fair, realistically, like, how we view, like, a house in the future is different. And I don't want to live in, like, a suburban neighborhood. Like, I want to have my own land because that's how I grew up, you know?
Okay, that's fair.
And so it definitely took him a little, he got a little deep with it. And I was like, Vince, I'm so sorry. We're seriously okay. Like, I didn't mean that to be, like, a shot in the heart. I just
tough.
simply mean, like, I think I said this. I think it's super important that we communicate our goals and what we want for the future. And we have more so, like, what do we want that future house to look like? You know?
Yeah.
Because if, you know, I don't want to think that you're thinking the same way I am, and then we get to that point in life and I feel like this is coming out of nowhere, when in reality it's just because we haven't talked about it.
Yes, that's so accurate.
Yeah.
Another one is, and I had asked, like, Ali and Gato, like, some of their ideas. This one, Ali brought this one up, which is a really good one. It's like, so we have a show called The L Word that we watch, and it's like basically Friends but all lesbians. And in the show, it's like such a perfect example because, again, I feel like I've also been in this situation where, like, one of the girls was kind of like drinking and stuff, and then to her girlfriend she was like, well, why are you even with me? Like, kind of like, if I'm so bad, like, why are you with me? Like, why are you staying with me? Why are you, I don't deserve you. I feel like that is so toxic because it's, like, very manipulative. And it's, like, the person who, in this example, one of the girls was trying to get her girlfriend to, like, stop drinking or, like, stop doing, like, stop drinking. And then the other girl who was drinking was like, if I'm so bad, like, just leave me. If I'm so bad, then, like, why are you with me? Like, you don't deserve me. You deserve better. It's, like, that is so manipulative because this person's obviously caring about you, obviously wants the best for you, meaning stop drinking if, you know, you're going to get a DUI and all that stuff that happened in the show. And it's like, it's just not fair to that person because what is she supposed to say? Okay, you're right, I'm going to leave you and just, like, let you be drunk every single day. It's like that person's obviously invested, and I feel like I've firsthand, I feel like, have dealt with that. Like, someone I was dating being like, well, you deserve better, like, why are you even with me? It's like, what am I supposed to, like, truly, what am I supposed to say to that? Yeah. And I feel like even, like, red flags don't have to be, like, from the first date. It could be, like, a year in or, like, 6 months in. It's like, I don't know if you should ever say that to someone because it's like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
Well, do you know how many stories I've heard of a couple gets married and then one of them is like, who they are now is not who I married. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like they flipped a switch and they're a completely different person. And so I kind of urge you, if you're in that specific position, really dig deep and ask yourself, okay, is this coming out of nowhere, or were there red flags in our relationship the entire time that I just chose to overlook? Because that's a real thing. Like, sometimes as humans, we choose to just ignore. Ignorant is bliss, right?
Definitely.
So we choose to sometimes ignore the red flags.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, that, like, in that last example, that girl who was drunk is completely wrong, because I think people go through things, and, like, alcohol and, like, drugs can affect things, and mental health is, like, so serious that I'm not saying that they're completely in the wrong, that one person, but it's just, like, I just feel like you have to treat your partner with, like, respect, and, like, if that's the one caring for you, saying that or saying things like that is just a red flag, and it's not fair to them. And it's like, instead of taking your anger out on them, just talk to them and be like, I'm just not
step back.
I'm not doing good. Like, I need to remove myself from this relationship and figure out myself, or, like, I want to grow with you, but, like, I got to do it a different way. Yeah. But not, why are you even with me? Or, like, you know? Yeah. Like, I guess I'm just not good enough for you. It's like, it's very manipulative.
And if your partner is being manipulative early on, then get the heck out, because no matter how much you tell yourself that they're going to change, they're not. They're probably just going to get worse.
Yeah, and it's like everybody has to deal, like, it's their own journey that, like, they need to. And also, another thing in relationships, like, you shouldn't be crying most of the time. You know, like, your partner should only be lifting you up. And it's, like, sad that I've even had to say that, but I feel like I know of situations where it's, like, they're crying most of the time. You know, like, at night or, like, after you should be able to go out with your partner and not, like, to a bar or to a party or to where alcohol is there and not go home crying.
God forbid a girls' night. Yeah. And then it's like the partner's hitting you up being like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing that? Yeah.
That's another thing. Why are you wearing that?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll kid with Vincent because I'm like, can you just like pretend that this is a problem?
That's
me
so
being
dumb.
toxic.
That's so funny. I think.
And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, never mind.
That was actually really funny.
Just be a jerk.
Just be jealous. And he's like,
I'm just kidding.
that's thankfully a situation I've never had to be in. I've never dated someone who's been like, why are you wearing that? Or like, take that off. Because I would truly.
I'm
off.
such a smart ass. I'd be like, you take it off. And I would just like walk away.
But I truly don't see Vince being like.
He would never.
And I thankfully, again,
He claims that he was jealous when he was like back in high school. But I'm just like, I just don't see that. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe you grew, but it's so hard for me to imagine a jealous Vincent because he's just such a teddy bear.
I love that.
Love you, babe.
I love when Allie gets a little jealous, like fake jealous.
And
I
it's the
freaking
greatest
love it.
thing.
I love it. I'm like,
Allie, never stop.
I love it so much.
Please.
And it's like such a healthy one. Like, obviously.
Yeah, it's like the type that's like giggle.
Yeah,
like,
it's like so funny. Like,
she's a little upset.
I love it
Not
so
even
much.
upset. Just, yeah.
Literally not upset. And it's just
Something's
funny.
tickling her pickle, you know?
Yeah. It's so funny. But like a good healthy amount of like fun, you know, it's not even, I don't even want to call it jealousy, but like everything.
Jess, is that something that, how do you feel about like, if you had a partner who gets jealous all the time, would that make you feel like wanted or would that make you kind of scared? I know what she's going to answer. She's the one that would get waterboarded and like it. Anyways.
Not like that.
Not like that.
Gonna confirm or deny that.
That's fair.
You know what? Stay tuned till next episode when she comes back on.
Jealousy is like.
Jealousy. Oh.
That was good.
Thank you, Olivia Rodrigo. I love you.
Love her too. Jealousy is like, I don't know. I used to be a jealous person. I think I've gotten so much better. I've grown so. Don't you agree? I've grown.
Yes.
I need that validation. Working on that.
You have.
But
like a wildflower in the field.
I've just learned a lot. It's good to
swaying in the wind. Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's good wine.
I know, right? I just think there's no reason to be jealous because the person's gonna do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up to them to be there and be loyal and be, you know, communicative with you. And it's like, it's truly not.
But also, your partner not getting jealous at all may also be a small red flag.
That's so accurate.
Because, you know,
I agree with that fully.
Like, what's going to have to happen? Does this person have to full on kiss me in front of you for you to even flinch? Because I've heard of situations where that is the case.
Yes.
And then it's like, then the partner is like, well, I didn't know I was losing you. And it's like, yeah, because like, I didn't even know if you liked me or not.
I agree with that. I don't know if it's good that I agree with that, but I agree with that because it's like, that's so true. And also I'm like, so if you do this, like say I do this and you don't get jealous, if you do this, is that like a normal thing for you to be doing? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's like a healthy amount.
Yeah, a healthy amount is good, you know?
Yeah.
It keeps the relationship flames going.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with that, actually.
Let us know if you disagree. But yeah, I'm not talking about like go crazy.
Don't go crazy. Like
a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah. Okay, another one is a history of infidelity.
Oh, cheater, pumpkin eater. Is that a song?
What do you think? Yeah. Do you think once a cheater, always a cheater? What do you think?
So I, to my knowledge, have never been on a date with someone who has a past of cheating.
Really?
Not to my knowledge, and also at the same time, who actually would tell
Say
you?
that. That's
you know,
fair. That's fair. That's so true.
So I have my sinking suspicions of one situationship that I was in, and I believe there was another female. Definitely didn't make me
Not
feel
the female.
good. Why?
No.
Okay.
You have the right.
I am a female. We are females.
I know.
Okay.
We are.
Another girl. Okay. There was another girl, and I'm like I know. So obviously that wasn't a good feeling. So I would say if I was on a date with someone and I found out that they had cheated on like their last girlfriend, I'm not gonna lie, in my head I would be like, okay, that's what you're gonna do to me then.
Yeah.
If, and this is not true, but if Vincent were to tell me right now, like 2.5 years in, that hey, actually I cheated on one of my girlfriends in high school. I think it depends on the situation, because that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, how invested are you with this person before you find out? Because
what if?
Huh?
Continue.
I think.
Sorry.
What was that?
That sounded like an echo, Queen.
If that was the case, I would probably just chalk it up to being, okay, well, that was 6 years ago. You were in high school, like, long time ago, very immature, whatever. So I think it depends on the timeline, like how old were they, you know?
Yeah.
But if we're talking like, you know, I'm 29 and I'm dating someone and they're also like 32 and they just cheated on someone like a year before.
Yep.
Then I would be like, yeah, no, this isn't going to work. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
So I definitely think it depends on the situation and the facts of the story.
Yeah.
But with me now, if I'm dating like right now, dating someone like my age, find out on the first date that they have a history of cheating, I would not move forward with that person.
Yeah.
So
I have to agree.
I would have trust issues.
I agree with that, because it's like, when I say always a cheater, once a cheater, always a cheater, I mean in like that span of like their adult period or like their child, like young, like not even young adult, like teenager period, because that is hard, because
teenagers do stupid crap, right? Like, I've heard so many stories where it's like a 2-year relationship was ruined because the guy was at a party and he made out with the girl when he was super drunk, right? And he regretted it deeply, but like
I think that relationship could be done, the high school, but like I'm not saying that man should never have a good loyal girlfriend because of that.
People mess up.
Yeah, but also it's like
I think it depends on your track record.
It depends on your track record. It depends on your age. It just depends on your like your age. But it's like, I know people who have cheated, and I'm like, I know they cheated in their next relationship, or you know, it's like, it's just hard. I feel like I don't know. I can't see myself like cheating like that. So it's like hard for me to put myself in that mindset of like cheaters.
What do you think about people who get cheated on really, really badly, and then maybe they'll like break up for a few months and then they get back together with that person that cheated on them with like multiple people? It's like, at what point, like, do you see them as being have they've been manipulated, or do you think they've just made like awful decisions?
I think manipulated. I definitely think manipulated, for sure.
So the thing is, though, there's people out there who genuinely think that like that's still their person, which is sad.
It's also like,
if you're cheating on your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever, then maybe you should start like considering, hey, maybe I'm poly.
It's a real thing.
Maybe I can, and that's normal, right? Like, I feel like that's not talked about a lot, but like polyamorous relationships, that's the right word, right? Okay. Those are a thing. So, you know, maybe if you find yourself not being able to commit to one person, then maybe that's an option.
It is an option.
Maybe you just simply don't know what you really want.
It is an option, and
that's still not an excuse.
It's not an excuse to
cheat, but
it's like, that's something. Communicate with your partner. That's what you want.
Define what type of relationship you want. Define what terms and conditions.
And
what agreement
early
you're
on.
willing to
Allie
have.
and I have talked about like, would you ever be? And we both agree, no, that's not for us. But like, I'm glad we had the conversation.
Way too jealous. I know I joke around about that type of stuff, but I would be way too jealous for anyone to touch Vincent. No.
I'd be so like, dude,
that's my man.
But you got to communicate that, because like, and listen, when you communicate it, I'm trying not to say how many situations I've been in like this, but I've been in a situation where I was with someone, or like had a thing with someone, and then like far into it, they're like, I kind of want that, like a polygamy situation, and I'm like, wow, I did not know any of this. And I was like, but it was like told in like a, it's just, if you're into polygamy, if you want that, you gotta just figure that journey out, I think, like kind of by yourself, and like meet the people who want to be in that with you, because a lot of people do, and I think it's cool.
I cannot even imagine if I was with someone and they tell me that they want to be in a, like, be polygamous. I would be so offended.
Oof, I was hurt, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would be so offended, because my mind would go straight to I'm not enough.
Yeah.
I'm not pretty enough, whatever, which is a fair, like, assessment, but also at the same time, the person who's telling you, that's not what they're getting at. Like, hopefully. They just hopefully, they just, in my mind, they just genuinely want to have multiple. And also, a lot of polygamy relationships, it's like they don't even want to have other sexual experiences with other partners. It's just emotional, and then they'll always come back to, or it could be the opposite, where they have multiple sexual partners, but you're the only person that they really, like, open up to.
Yes.
It's a very interesting,
it is,
like, community and topic to learn about.
And if your partner comes to you and tells you that, and maybe this is a mistake I've made, but like, be open, hear them out. Like, obviously you gotta assess the situation, like, is this a valid thing, or do you just want to have like a threesome or something? Like, you know, there's a difference, but like, hear them out, try to understand them.
And if you're listening and you're considering being in a polygamous relationship, I know there's resources out there for you. There's groups, I think there's apps, like, there's definitely a community out there for you to talk to people, because I personally am not polygamous, but I do know a couple of people who are, and their journey that they've went on trying to be, like, because it's not normalized, it's not something that's talked about a lot of people, when they think about it, it's something that people think that are just like, it's like erotic to erotica, like movies, but it is a real thing.
It is.
And I think that it's important that, you know, if you're maybe going through something, like struggling with, like, you don't want a monogamous relationship, that is normal.
That is normal.
You know, it's okay to not want to get married. It's okay to not want to be with the same person forever. But I think the line is, you just have to make sure you're communicating that with your partner. Yeah. I think communication, you're on the same page.
Is like the biggest green flag. Like, communication can help so much. It like saves so much. I think like respect and communication is like so important. But you just gotta communicate that to your partner, because that you have the right to be whatever you want to be.
Have you ever had a, like, situation in your own life with yourself that you realized, hey, I suck at communicating?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the time I can just think of was after a relationship had ended. I looked back and I was like, even though I was wronged in this relationship, even though I believe was wronged in this relationship, I still think I did some things wrong that I have adapted and I have changed for my next relationship. Which honestly was probably jealousy and, like, you know, maybe like codependency, maybe a little bit. I found myself doing that a lot. I was like young. I was like 18 or 19 to 20. So I was like, okay, but looking back on that relationship, even though maybe I was right about some things, I still was like, there were some things I shouldn't have done that I have not done, and I don't plan on doing again. And, like, towards the end of certain things, like, yes, I had the right to do certain things. But I think throughout a relationship, I'm like, I didn't communicate my insecurities because I was insecure about my insecurities.
To put it this way, just to actually realize how much you've grown, you are in a long-distance relationship.
I know. I'm freaking killing it.
And I would honestly say that you are, like, you have never doubted your trust.
Not one time.
And y'all live 4 hours apart.
We live 4 hours apart.
That says so much. It truly does.
I trust her so much. Even though certain things have happened to me in the past, I'm like, I am so proud that I've not let that affect me literally at all. Yeah. Like, Allie and I have not had a conversation about, like, we're being too dependent. I feel like we're both so independent. Like, we both trust each other so much, being 4 hours apart. I have no doubt that she would do anything. You know, it's like, it's
and the big
crazy.
reason is because of the things that you've gone through in your past, and just how much we have grown up since all of that. Yeah,
and how much she's grown up. She's been through similar things, and she's, like, on the same page as me. We've, like, had both communications of, like, what's happened to us in the past, or, like, you know, whatever. And, like, I just, like you said, like, we're 4 hours apart. We trust each other so much. I've truly never doubted that. I've never come to you and be like, I think something's going on, and I don't feel like I will, you know? So it's like, it's just nice being in that situation. But, like, communication, I think, is, like,
and God, it's so refreshing too. It is so refreshing to, like, just have so much trust in your partner, because you never really realize how much time you waste.
Yes.
Just like thinking, what are they doing? What if they're doing with this person? Who are they talking to? Why aren't they replying to me? And I've been in that situation like years ago. And to not have to worry about that stuff, like, I've said this once, and will say it a million times. When you find that person where you never have to, like, doubt what they tell you, you have found an amazing person, and hold on tight to them, because y'all are going to grow and evolve together. Yep. And Lila agrees as she joins us on the podcast.
She's a loyal queen. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I also think it's, like, again, like I said earlier, whoever you're dating is going to do what they want to do. You don't need to tell them what to do. You don't need to ask them to do it this way. It's like, they know how to treat someone. They know how they want to be treated. If they want to, they're going to do it. Yeah. You truly don't have to tell them what to do. But yeah, I think it's good to learn, even though things happen. You just got to learn. No one's freaking perfect, you know? Exactly. What about you? Have you done that?
Where I thought I sucked at communicating?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think I'm the type of person to hold a lot in. And so with Vincent particularly, I had to, realize, hey, he can't read my mind if I'm upset with something. I need to communicate that. Like, I don't like to, I would never want to tell him how I, like, was feeling if it wasn't, like, a happy feeling, because I just thought that, one, it didn't matter. Two, it was a burden. All that bull, you know? Yeah, and then I realized, no, like, this is important.
Yeah.
I need to communicate with that. And then ever since, realized that, then it's all been sunshine and rainbows. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, we've definitely evolved in the correct, great way. Yeah. At a great pace. And we've been together for over 2.5 years for a reason.
Love that for y'all.
Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen.
That is it for
Lila,
today.
are you having a good time?
I'm sure we will talk about this topic again soon. But I'm glad we kind of covered some of our red flags.
Me too.
And just know you have friends around you, family around you who loves you, and no relationship is worth being freaking sad or depressed about. It's like, relationships should be happy.
Exactly.
And fun.
Exactly.
Anyways, love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Come back and see us soon.
We'll see y'all next week. LOLs. We hope you stay
radiant.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Lila, any last words? Okay. Thank you, everybody.
She's so cute.
Stretch, girl. Oh my God.